Hello, I'm Jake Stamps from Wine Online, and tonight we've got David O'Connell, aka Phobea. Welcome, David.
Cheers for having me.
Okay. How did you get into music?
I was always interested in music, but then it started at Searchlight Youth Centre. Back in the day where the studio is now, we had an old Dex room, you know, a couple of Technic 1210s and some old vinyls, and literally it just started in there, messing around with mates, writing lyrics, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Okay. When did you produce or write your first song?
My first song I wrote, I was probably about 12, but obviously I didn't have the facilities to record or produce anything, so it was about a year or two later which I ended up going down to Barnfield and started creating my own music.
Okay. What was the first song you wrote?
The first song we ever done was an old tune. I had 2 mates on it, and it was called DMF Rhythm. It was a old school like grind track that my mate produced for me, and obviously I wrote to it and we recorded it at Barnfield.
Okay. How did you feel when you and the others finished the CD at Barnfield?
Let's go back a bit, innit? It's an old CD, but I mean the tracks for that time weren't bad. I mean they were okay. You know. They were alright, you know what I mean. It was good fun working with the people that I did to create it. So at the end of it, knowing that we got it pressed professionally to CD and everything, back in that day it felt good. So.
Okay. How did you feel when you heard you was nominated for the Spirit of London Award?
You know, I was lost for words. Like I didn't know until about a week before we were going to Downing Street. Literally, the person who nominated me, Gary, nominated me, and he never told me. So it was only months later when he found out I got shortlisted as a finalist that he told me, and then I got a call from the actual Solar Foundation. And at first I was like, no, this must be a prank or something, literally. And then obviously I got the invitation to Downing Street, and that was it. I was just over the moon. It was crazy.
Okay. How did you feel? How did you feel when you won the Spirit of London Award?
Ooh, that was madness. Literally, I didn't think I was gonna win, but then obviously, as the night went on, we had a program, and obviously I could see where my category was, and as it started coming into my category, like, you know, the nerves sort of kicked in, and I was sitting there, you know, just hoping that I did win. But obviously, you know, if not, I was happy to be there. But when they called my name, that was it. I was ecstatic. It's the only word to describe it.
Okay. How does it feel working with young people as a youth apprentice? Make you feel as you would a young kid yourself?
I mean, it's good. I mean, young people can relate to me fairly easy, you know what I mean. The people I work with, I either know them from a young age, or I've grown up with family members of theirs, and I mean it's good to give something back and help them and give them opportunities I didn't have. So you know, it's good to give something back.
Okay. How have youth clubs changed since you were a young person, and if so, how?
Yeah, definitely. Drastically. I mean, I've gone to like youth clubs since I was about 8 years old, and I started at Searchlight Youth Centre, and back in the day, I mean, even the club itself looked different. I mean, we had a little old tuck shop, you know, the sports hall weren't nothing great, but then, you know, growing up, the youth service has like developed better, and I mean, they've got more opportunities for young people now. They do a lot more for them, and you know, great. It is, the youth service is a really good thing.
Okay. How has your mum changed your career, knowing she died when you was only 5 years old?
Obviously, you know, it's a tragic thing, you know, a parent passing away or a relative, and I mean, like, you know, growing up, I was fairly angry about it. You know, I was a angry kid, and I kind of used it as an excuse for things I'd done. But then obviously, as I got more into music, it helped me to sort of suppress those feelings. Like, I could write it down and I wouldn't feel so annoyed about it. You know, I could tell people how I felt without having to do it face to face, not getting emotional. And I mean, it affects you, but then growing up, you can use it as inspiration. You know, you use it as an excuse, like you can push forward for what you want because you want to make that person proud. Yeah. So it's helped me a lot.
Okay. When did you know you first could rap?
I don't know, do you know, I mean, when I was younger, like, I was like well embarrassed, you know. I'd write something and I wouldn't want to show it to no one, you know. It'd be for like my own eyes. And as I kind of grew up, I kind of got forced by my relatives to show other people. They're like, no, you've got to show people, like, you know, let them know your talents, see what you can do. And then obviously I done a few songs, I worked with a few other people, and then because of the response I got, I thought, you know, there must be something there for me to get that kind of a response. So I just carried on working at it, and obviously, you know, practice makes perfect. I mean, every day I learn something new, you know. You can always perfect on your skills no matter what it is you do.
Okay. Did the problems you experienced as a young person, for example, in and out of hostels and in trouble with the police, influence you to a good path?
Yeah, kinda, you know. I mean, growing up, I lived like here, there and everywhere, literally. Like, you know, I got kicked out when I was about 12, 13, so obviously growing up as a kid that age, you know, not having a stable home, it affects you. But it depends on how you choose to act on it. I mean, you can get all depressed about it, you know, and do nothing about it, or you can use it as motivation, you know what I mean. For the people that don't stick by you or support you, it just, you know, you can try your hardest to prove them wrong, you know what I mean, all the people that look down on you. So people like, obviously police, you know what I mean, they do their thing, you know what I mean, they keep the streets safe, but obviously growing up as a child, you see things differently. Yeah. You know, you see them as an enemies, you know, you don't want to be involved with them. Yeah. But obviously, you know, I keep myself from them, I keep myself out of trouble, and I just focus on what I want to do to better my life, better my career.
Okay. How do you influence others with your rapping?
Like, a lot of music nowadays, it just glamorizes like guns, drugs, you know, gangs. It puts it across like that's a great thing, you know what I mean. And fair enough, growing up as a kid, you know what I mean, everybody does it. Everyone's like, oh yeah, me and my friends are a crew, you know, we're gangsters, or whatever you want to call yourself. But obviously I want to spread a message, you know, I want to put something positive across. So anyone who's dealt with issues that I've dealt with, or even not me, if I know someone or I read about something that I feel needs to be addressed, I'll address it in a way that I feel is appropriate. I mean, not everybody's going to like it. People might feel that I'm too blunt and blatant, but I'll tell it how it is. I'll tell the truth, and I won't hold back to spare someone's feelings. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you the truth. If you can't handle that, don't listen.
True. Who is your favourite rapper and why?
Ooh, favourite rapper. I don't know. There's a lot of good artists out there. I mean, obviously you gotta respect people like, you know, Eminem, people like them, because they're great lyricists, brilliant wordplay. But then obviously I'm from UK, so I wanna, you know, big up like Team UK. That's what it's all about now. So every UK artist that's doing something good, something positive, is an influence, because I can use that to influence me and help other people the way they are. So, you know, loads of people.
Yeah. What are you going to do with yourself in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I don't know. Do you know? I don't even really think ahead. I just take it day by day. I mean, every day I'll be working on something new, either lyrics, producing, promoting, you know, networking with other artists, trying to get new links, and doing everything I can to get to where I want to be. I mean, nobody knows where they're going to be in 5 years, but you never know. If you try hard, push for what you want, you'll be where you want to be. You know what I mean? So it just depends in it on how hard I work.
Yeah. Thank you. Just before we leave, before we finish, can we see your Spirit of London award?
Of course. Is Spirit of London Award for Achievement in Music. It's a great achievement for me.
And quite heavy.
Yeah, got a lot of weight to it. And you know, this is where other young people could be if they try hard and go for what they want. You know, it took me a long time, but finally I've got the recognition that I feel I deserve, and a lot of people will if they try hard.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Cheers for having me.